You're all camouflaged.
Evening. It's opening day, muzzleloader deer season 2019. Hazen and I have been posted up most of the day on this high point. I've seen 3 bucks, a couple really nice ones, biggest ones I've ever seen in this unit, but nothing close enough for a shot. They're all moving pretty quick, haven't been jumped up by other hunters. We've seen a lot of people, lots of people up and down the road, and a couple guys hiking in the hills around us. So we spent pretty much all day on this high point, and it's working. We're seeing stuff, but nothing close enough for a shot or presenting an opportunity for a stalk. So we'll stick with it. Be here for the next 3-4 days. Fingers crossed.
And your toes.
A good consolation prize. I glassed that up this morning from that knob right there. I glassed him about 9 o'clock now, maybe 10:30 this morning. Watched one guy walk 50 yards from it. For sure he saw it and was going to pick it up, but not going home empty-handed tonight. Made it back to camp. The first thing Aislinn does,
Get some munchies.
make a mess on my floor. I just swept.
Cry baby.
Alright, made it back to camp. We saw a grand total of 3 bucks today. 2 real decent, really nice ones. But again, nothing close enough for a shot.
Run in the opposite direction.
Yeah. Other people had jumped them up, so what we saw is them just moving past, getting somewhere else. But and a coyote. Aislinn saw a coyote.
I did. It was cool.
She failed though at finding me a shootable deer.
No, I found you one.
Failed.
I don't know what your problem was. How come you
So,
didn't run over and shoot it?
I made up for it. I brought us back a shed. I did all the work. I did all the glassing. She didn't even have binoculars today, so she's gonna make me some dinner. And then she said something about a raging fire. We'll see how tomorrow goes. Morning of day 2, and I just swung and I missed. Air ball. Hazen and I were coming up this ridge line at first light, spotted a buck in the sun about 250 yards away. The wind was strong, and we made an approach. I don't know what happened. I don't know if the wind swirled just enough where he caught her scent or what, but as we were sneaking through the trees, he started moving swiftly the other direction. Well, trotting, but you could tell he didn't know which way to go. He had to have smelled us. He couldn't have heard us because of the wind. He couldn't have seen us for the trees. Anyway, the buck started moving, so I ran up through the trees as you saw in the video, caught him going directly away from me through a little break in the trees, and I pulled up, followed in the scope. And I'm not going to say it was a conscious decision. I'm not going to say it was totally unconscious, but anyway, the crosshairs were following him as he was trotting directly away from me, and the smoke pole went off. The crosshairs were right on him. I thought for sure I hit him, but we lost him in the smoke and have spent the last hour and a half gritting the hillside looking for any sign of a hit. I didn't hit that dang deer. He was a nice one, a good mature buck. Neither of us got a real good look at him, other than he was as wide as his ears, most likely a solid 4-point. I missed. Just got over in the next saddle, looking down into this big country below us, and we found us another bedded deer. He looks like a big wide 2-point, but he's down there a ways. Now we need to figure out if we want to go after him or not. Nope, Hazen says she sees more. I found him first. What's that?
It looks like there's another. My babe just shot a deer. So I was trying to guide him down in there a little bit, and it looked like he was looking beyond the mark. I was gonna try to film it, but I couldn't film it and hold the radio and zoom in on the tripod or zoom in on the spotting scope at the same time. So, but he got one. So we're gonna go down and check this out. Pack him up. We found a horseshoe yesterday. Maybe it was lucky after all, even if it was only half a horseshoe.
Okay, we're gonna walk the path I took. Obviously I was going slow and sneaking. If you see that rounded juniper, that's where I was 99% sure he was bedded at the base of that juniper, other side. So I kept myself down here, just out of the line of sight of that juniper. And right now the wind is strong right to left. So I knew I had to be careful not to go past him or I was going to get blown. But we'll take the path I took.
So we saw the juniper. I knew I better get down. So I went down this way. Keep that out of sight.
That is not what it looks like.
It's a lot thicker than it looked from up top. So once I get to here, I am confident I am within 50 yards of this bedded deer, and I realize I can't see nothing. And so I drop my shooting sticks and I turn my scope back as far as it'll go, because I'm confident these deer are going to see me before I see them. It's going to be a quick shot. And so from here on out, I'm crawling. It probably took me a good hour or 30 minutes just to get this last 30 yards from this point. But I was going super slow, and you can't see it, but just on the other side of this scraggly tree is that round juniper that was my target. So from this point on, imagine me just crawling super slow ninja style through this. And yes, I got a lot of cactus needles in my knuckles.
Oh, that sucks. At least you got something to show for it.
Wind is still strong right to left, but now it's starting to angle a little bit more downhill, and so again, I'm thinking at any minute I'm busted. But I don't want to go too low, because then I can't see anything. If I go too high, I run the risk of getting winded, but I just did the best I could, and I snuck along here. Okay, there's the rounded juniper, and my only shooting lane, if you can see that strip of yellow grass to the, if those deer wind me, there's a chance, a very small chance, but a chance they're going to go through that window. So from here on out, if I'm moving forward, my gun's up and I'm ready to jump up and catch a deer going through that little window. Alright, by the time I get to this point, that's how I marked it. By the time I get to this point, I'm thirsty, I'm regretting not bringing my water. That deer I'm thinking is only 20-30 yards away, but I can't see anything. And I'm thinking he's just right on the other side of this round juniper. So I slowly stand up. I'm glassing with my binoculars, slowly move forward, glass some more, move forward, glass. I can't see anything. The wind now, at this point, is going that way. So I know at any minute I'm too far, he smelled me. So at this deciding point right here, I radio Aislinn, is he still there? Is he still bedded? Yes. And she said he's looking somewhat my direction. So either I'm going to get seen or he's going to smell me at any minute. So I make a decision that I'm going to, from this point, I'm going to take a risk where I can't see that narrow shooting lane anymore. And I'm going to belly crawl up to that high point. And then once I get there, I'm going to stand up and look down and hope that I can see that deer right underneath me. And right before I commit to going forward, I see a flicker in those bushes over there. And I pull up my scope, and it's an ear. And I'm trying as hard as I can on my scope to piece the rest of the animal together. And so I actually, with my scope on the deer, I start moving around. He's looking at me, he sees it, and he stands up. When he stands up, all I can see is a white throat patch and a tuft of hair right here. And that's where I hit it. I want you to stand here, and I want you to get about this low, because I shot from my knee when I saw him. That's moving around. I had to get to my knee to get a shooting angle. I'm going to go stand where that deer stood up, and I want you to see how thick it was.
Huh?
This is his bed.
That's his bed. Holy crap. You're wadding. I think that horseshoe was lucky after all.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still in my pocket.
So I thought, when I was up there, I thought he must be bedded right here where I just can't see.
Yeah.
I thought he was, yeah, right here.
I knew you did. I tried to tell you he was on the other side. That's his bed?
That's his bed.
Oh my goodness.
Bedded right here. So when I shot, again, all I could see was his throat patch and a tuft of hair. I shot through that screen of branches you saw. And after the smoke cleared, all I saw was a flash of a running animal. I didn't see if he went down, up. All I just saw was him take off. So I'm just sitting there waiting on the other end of the radio. Waiting for Aizen to say you missed. But I think he went down, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Okay, well now we're going to turn it over to my blood tracker. She saw where the deer fell.
See?
Lucky horseshoe. Half of a lucky horseshoe. That's why I missed this morning, 'cause I'm only half lucky.
Okay, so what I saw is I saw him jump up.
You saw him fall over?
Yep, he went down. Look down.
Hey. He's not a wide 2-point.
Oh, he's not?
No. No.
Is he a good buck then? Oh! Sweet! Look at that!
Oh, yeah.
Little steep, eh? Looky there.
All right. We did it.
Handsome feller.
We did it. He's
Smile.
a big-bodied buck.
That's crazy. There's some picture. You want to zoom me? Just on a little if you can. There you go.
Look at me. Look at me.
Here he comes, Mr. Incredible.
Morning. It's morning of day 3. Hazen and I are at it again. I'm gonna go try to fill her deer tag. Just climb the mountain on the four-wheeler. We're gonna go through the gate down into the wilderness. We saw a coyote on the ridge line in front of us. Decided to stop and try predator calling. He might have seen us as we were working our way just out of the trees into the open a little bit. I don't think he did, but he didn't come running to the call, put it that way. Back to deer hunting.
Spotted some deer. They're way in the bottom, which is good because that's the direction we're going. Unfortunately, nothing of them have horns.
All those way down there, right there. So what's the word?
Nothing yet. We're gonna go off this point over here behind us and glass on our way down. Maybe we'll see something down there. Hopefully.
A four-wheeler. A four-wheeler is parked in that saddle right there. You can barely see right there. No getting down that way.
There might be.
Yeah, there's no getting down this
So
way.
I think we need to.
Making herself useful, doing dishes, dinner.
Ha ha ha, very funny.
Made it back to camp safely. So, what do we see today? What was the grand total?
Four-ish animals. Well, species. 4 species.
4 species. We saw 4 doe mule deer, nice bull elk. What else?
A coyote.
A coyote.
And a little group of turkeys.
Turkeys. No buck deer.
Oh, no buck.
So, strategy for the morning is just to be persistent. Keep at it. We'll see what tomorrow brings.
We can do it.
We're gonna do some dishes and head on to bed. It's been a long day, a long hike out. We're all tired.
Yep.
So hang in there. We'll see what tomorrow brings. Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
It's the morning of day 4. Hazen's as happy and sassy as ever. What's the plan today?
We're gonna go back to where Jace killed his buck, walk around that loop up there, see if we can find any more deer up there bedded. We had seen 3 in there, and I don't think anybody else has been in there because it seems like everybody we've seen have been on their way out. So we're hoping that the animals are calmed down and we'll be able to find something in there.
Yeah, when we came in the first day of the hunt, there must have been at least a dozen camps within a half mile of us, and it looks like everyone's gone. Everyone left last night or sometime yesterday.
Yeah.
So hopefully that means we got the mountain to ourselves and for the remainder of the hunt. But Aizen's calling the shots. She's the one with the tag, so I do what I'm told. And she wants to go back to where I killed my deer, see if something else has moved in. So we'll give that a go.
Cross your fingers and your toes.
Just got to be persistent. Persistence is what kills animals more than anything else. So.
Yep, it gets harder as the days go on, though. Persistent.
Are you having fun?
Persistent. Yeah, I'm having fun.
You're enduring the fun.
I'm enduring the mornings and uphill climbs.
So tell me how this works. A person sleeps for 9 hours at night and then gets a 4-hour nap on the mountain and is still tired. I'm not saying she's the only one. I'm tired too. So how does that work? Let's go kill a deer.
Yep.
What just happened?
That was close. So we just pulled up here. We've been driving, stopping in Glasson to get to the top.
Talk louder.
Sorry. And then Jason, he said, deer, 100 yards. Just throwing everything off. Picked up the gun. Tried to get on him. This one's good.
Alright, status update. And to present our conundrum. So there's one real nice buck with 5 does. He's bedded down, but they're all bedded down in a spot that we're not sure how to approach. I left Aislinn. She's on that high point over there where we first saw the buck. I circled around here to try to get a different vantage on them, and thinking that they might work this way to bed. And they ended up not coming this direction. I can catch glimpses of them down in the trees, but Aizen has the best vantage point. I'm just not sure how to get on these deer. They're right down here in the bottom, about 450 yards from me. Aizen's attempting to stalk. We've got the buck located. Most of those have moved off. There's still 2 with the buck, but she's moving in. We're 350 yards now. She's got a distance and a half. She's got a shot. So. Alright, status update. Aizen went down the mountain, was moving in on the deer. One of the does picked her off. I think she was about 200 yards and the does picked her off anyway. The doe that saw her took the other doe and buck and they started trotting away. So I barked and howled, got them to stop. Aizen radioed it was 270, so I told her to hold over. And she shot and just hit right underneath him, missed. She later confessed that the gun was still on 3 power. So that didn't help, but she got a shot. She got a shot. She just got busted by the doe. So she's gonna go down there just to make darn sure there's no blood, but I saw the puff of the bullet in the dust. She shot right underneath him. Close, close.
critters have been using it, huh? Oh my gosh.
I'm not going in there.
Don't. Good. Don't. Crazy.
What a rough way to make a living.
Yeah. It's all shiny. I left my pack outside. So they were following some vein. Holy moly. Guess what Jay spotted? It is not a deer. But he did spot turkeys. There's a whole group of them out here on the tip top of this mountain. And they're over there calling each other a little bit.
Way the heck up here.
Okay, we made it back to camp. Kind of tired. Not yet. So we didn't get a deer, but look what Jace did get.
I found me a rock. Check out this giant rock.
So I don't know, can you see? There you go. It's crystals.
Bunch of quartz crystals. Only weighs about 60 pounds.
Carried it
But
uphill
it's mine.
both ways.
I don't have any clue what I'm going to do with it.
Are you
Probably
gonna-
just stick it in the yard somewhere. But
Not gonna hang it on the wall?
we brought something back today, and I brought something back yesterday, something back the first day. We're collecting.
Awesome. Let's get some dinner.
Well, good morning, everybody. It is the morning of day 5, last day of deer season. Getting a bit late to start. The sun's about to come up, but anyway, our deer hunter decided she's done. She's wore out, so she's not going to be joining me this morning. Since I don't have a deer tag, I figured I was going to spend the morning driving up the road and then hiking a couple miles into a spot where I've found a lot of elk sheds in the past. Anyway, hope to be back to camp by about 1 or 2, and then we'll hit the road and head for home. But yeah, Aislinn said she's done, so no more hunting. Let's go find some sheds. All right, about a 4-mile ride up the canyon bottom, hit the wilderness boundary. You can see the sign there. No motorized vehicles beyond this point. So, park the 4-wheeler. Here we go. I'm gonna go for a hike up there, looking for some sheds. All right, we're 45 minutes from the 4-wheeler. I'm about a mile away from where I think I'm going to start finding sheds, but it's all uphill now. I was able to go pretty quick through the bottom, averaged about 2.8 miles an hour, so I was cruising. But got up here to my break point before I start climbing, opened my pack and realized I didn't bring any food. So, oh well. I also realized I packed a bunch of stuff that I didn't need, like I still have game bags, a radio, a bunch of stuff that I'm not hunting, so I don't need it. So I'm stashing it here under a tree, and hopefully we'll come back down to get it with some elk sheds on my back. So I'm going to start climbing, and with any luck, the next time I turn this camera on, it'll be to pick up some bone. Here we go. Yes! Yes, we're on the board. Found one. Yes! A good 6. Yes! Look at those thirds. Not a bad bull. He's heavy. I still got some color. All right. Yes. So I'm going to drop my pack. I'm going to do a circle. See if I can find the match. But I'll turn around. Those colorful trees down the bottom, that's where I left my sweater. We didn't go home empty-handed. Yes! Mission accomplished. Let's find some more. Alright, it's been about an hour and a half since I found that first shed. I circled around looking for the match that side and never found it. So I continued up this ridge line and then dropped my pack about a half mile back to check 2 more saddles before I head back. The wind is howling and it is cold. But I'm trying to hurry up this ridge line to go check 1 more saddle. Just on the other side of there where I have found sheds over there before. Anyway, bomb over there, and then I'll be done. I'll follow the ridge line back, but just on the other side. And we'll see. Look at the view. It's a big country. Hey! I found one. Just a little guy right there. I didn't find any more sheds. Just that big 6 and then that broke up little 5. So I ended up bringing the 5 down. Anyway, headed back towards the 4-wheeler. I am starving. Should make it back to camp in an hour and a half, 2 hours. Was it worth all the walking and hiking for 1 shed? I don't know. I think so. It was a good workout. I don't have a tag to fill, so I can't hunt. I might as well do something instead of sit around the camp. It's been a good hunt. Good. I'm told we saw 7 bucks. Got to fire 3 times. 3 different deer. Yeah, we should have filled tags. Another tag. I should have killed the first buck I shot at. That's hunting. We had fun. Aizen's happy, so hopefully when I get back to camp, she will have got to sleep in, maybe reading a book, enjoying herself, enjoying her time on the mountain. Then we'll head back to camp and back to back home and back to reality. Sure is rough country up here. Big country. Alright, well, I'm about a quarter mile from the 4-wheeler and I'm just bombing down, cruising through this bottom. By the time I get there, I will have hiked 8 miles in just under 5 hours for this one shed, or we'll say one and a quarter sheds. Was it worth it? I think so. I was laying in the camper this morning, woke up early, and I was thinking to myself I had 2 unrealized goals for the trip. One was to be willing to attempt this hike. 2, hopefully find some elk antlers to bring home in the process. Both those goals were realized. I also, well, I didn't remember it being that far of a hike, to be honest, but I also knew that laying there in bed this morning, tomorrow morning I'm going to be sitting there and at work at my desk, wondering, had I not attempted this hike, wondering what would I have seen, what would I have found. Now I don't have to wonder. Not going to say I'm not wore out and tired. I'm definitely kicking myself for not having brought some food. But we're about done with the hike, and mission accomplished. All right.